Hey everybody, this is Kevin Davidson, your host for Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective, and this is episode number 13. I'm really excited because I have a couple of great guests, but at the same time, this podcast just keeps going and going and going. So episode 13 would make that about going into the fourth month. So getting a lot of likes, a lot of views on YouTube channel. So if you want to find the podcast, go to YouTube and just search Kevin's Corner, real estate from a marketing perspective, and all the episodes will pop right up. I also like to make sure and thank my support, which is Jennifer Smitis, the division president, Caitlin Kornick, Devin, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana in Richmond. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do this. And at the same time, if you're a real estate agent in the Fort Bend area or you're a vendor that operates in the Fort Bend area and you'd like to be on this podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davison@stewart.com. So, as you can see by the young, beautiful woman that's sitting next to me, this is Gina Blanco. Say hi, Gina.
Hi.
So today, I usually have an agent and a vendor on the podcast, but today you guys get a treat. I have two wonderful agents. So, Gina, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and where you operate.
Okay. Hello, beautiful people. I'm excited to be here today at Kevin's Corner. I am Gina Blanco. I'm a Texas realtor with a relationship building experience with also credit repair.
And how long have you been a real estate agent?
I've been a real estate agent for 4 years.
And based on what I know about you, you are also a rock star teacher, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been doing teaching for 10 years, so I simultaneously do both.
And so you teach, what grade do you teach?
I teach high school science.
High school science. That has got to be challenging.
It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So I use a lot of my education experience with my clients, so I'm able to just kind of use what I learned and interacted with my buyers and sellers.
What I've learned in my 9 years in real estate is teachers make excellent real estate agents. Why do you think that is?
Well, as a teacher, we learn to listen to our students, because if you don't have a good rapport with our students, they won't really listen to you. So as an adult, as a teacher, you have to listen to them, and with my clients I tend to do the same. So I hear them out to see what they're looking for in the real estate industry, and we go from there.
So what area of town do you specialize in?
So I specialize specifically in Houston and surrounding areas. So most of my clients are from there. Like I mentioned, I also help them with credit repair to get them ready to buy a house. Y sí, también hablo español perfectamente.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention she speaks Spanish.
Yeah, I'm bilingual.
And I don't, so let's keep it English.
That's all I'm going to say in Spanish.
So what, you said Houston surrounding area. Is there a specific area of town like Spring or Pearland or something like that that you like to work in?
Yes, specifically will be Spring Branch, Cypress, Katy. I am going around Sugarland now. We do Channelview. I've done any other outskirt of Houston because a lot of people like to buy land. So I work with that.
Yeah, we're actually working on a few land deals here at Stewart right now at this Sugarland location. So, and who is, if you don't mind me asking, who's your broker?
My broker is Walzell Properties.
That's right, Roselle. So you know, and I'm going to give her a plug because I just had lunch with her about an hour ago, Sandra Cruz.
Yeah, Sandra.
Yeah,
she's lovely.
She says she's going to be calling you, by the way.
Awesome.
So, have you been at Wazell the entire time you've been an agent?
No, I started with Keller Williams.
Okay.
And I gained most of my knowledge there. So I do have a vast knowledge in the real estate industry and services. So I help sellers and buyers, and then I moved to Walzell Properties. So with Walzell, I have more flexibility to be able to teach and help my clients.
And you are also a real estate investor, right?
Yes, I am a real estate investor, and it also, with that knowledge, I'm able to help other investors. So
How many investment properties do you have?
right now I have 2.
2. Okay. And you plan on getting more?
I plan on getting more.
By the way, did the AC ever get fixed?
Yes, it
Finally?
did. It did get fixed. So at my condo, I did suffer, the whole AC busting, so we had to exchange it, and now it's brand new. So,
I
cool.
told Zina this coming in. Guess what I woke up to this morning?
Oh my God, I busted AC.
No.
Okay.
I stepped out of my bathtub for my shower and stepped right into water.
Oh.
So there's a leak underneath the bathtub.
So now you're gonna
Not
do
good.
all that fixing the sheetrock,
Rip
and
up the
pulling
tub
up.
and
God.
all that stuff to figure out where it's coming from, what it is. So
I feel you.
yeah, well, hopefully. So my weekend shot, the plumber's supposed to be there sometime tomorrow. So sometime tomorrow means I'll be sitting at the home waiting for the doorbell to ring all day.
Well, if you need another plumber, I got a great plumber. I got good connects.
I might need that. I might need that.
Also got a AC plug. So
Yeah.
just to let you know.
Why did you become an agent if you're a teacher? You enjoy teaching, right?
I do enjoy teaching. Now, I did grow up in the real estate industry. My parents, flipped houses growing up. So it wasn't going to be a surprise for me to become a realtor because I tend to sell a lot of my parents' homes. That's pretty much where I started. And as I was getting recognized, it did help. So with the vast knowledge I have, I was able to just kind of branch out and help the teachers and help my friends. Now, teaching is awesome. Like, we all know that it's not for the money. Like, it's really, really fun. A lot of people
it's
think
rewarding, right?
It's rewarding. It's fun because high schoolers, they have their own lives and they share with me. They do trust me. They really do like me. The only thing I'm not feeling right now is that 7 to 3.
Schedule.
Yeah, the scheduling. And then after 3, after I get out, my focus is my students first. And as soon as I leave school, I shut my laptop down. Don't even take it home. But it is like rush hour when I'm showing houses. And then by the time I get home and I'm in bed.
So you're just kind of tired of that routine schedule?
Yeah, that routine. And I try to stay up late nights, to help my clients. And sometimes it's a rush in the mornings whenever I'm trying to get up and do it all over again.
So I think you also told me that you are working towards becoming a full-time agent, not teaching anymore. Are you still headed that direction?
I will forever teach. I'm just not going to be teaching at a high school.
What does that mean?
Well, with my clients, I tend to educate, my sellers and buyers when it comes to real estate and how the journey is going to go. I try to make the process as easy as I can. I do educate them at late night time whenever they get off of work. I also walk them through their paperwork. So just kind of teaching them also about credit repair and how it's important to sign the AABS form before we even start working. Just all those little details are important for our clients to know. So I will forever be teaching.
So you're basically taking what you know as a teacher and putting that into real estate to educate your clients.
Yes.
Very nice. So this is Kevin's Corner real estate from a marketing perspective. I say that all the time. What do you do to grow your business, marketing-wise?
Marketing-wise, I did team up with Kevin, and he is helping me just narrow down all the stuff that I do in simple terms. So instead of being so wordy, I am trying to find sweet and simple sayings to just let my clients know what I do. So flyers, I do open houses, I do social media.
So you're all over social media.
Yeah, I'm all over social media. I am that generation. I also...
What generation is that?
Tech. We do everything in technology. And I'm really good at it, so kudos for me.
Yeah.
But yes, I do flyers. I do educational classes. I do anything it takes, so my clients can trust me in the process.
So when you become a full-time agent, you're obviously going to want to ramp that up, right? So what are the things that you think you might want to start doing that you're not now, marketing-wise? I know you've thought about it because we've talked about it. So don't make me answer.
Okay, so something that I want to ramp up. CE classes. That's one thing that I've been thinking about since I want to use my teaching. I do want to.
You want to teach CE classes?
Why not?
Really?
Yeah,
of course, why not?
Yeah,
I can use all the competition I can.
I am really good at it, actually. I was literally handpicked by my mentor in my brokerage to lead a sales group because of my presentation skills and my effective communication.
So what would you teach?
I would teach credit repair for one. You do need credit, to be able to get a loan. I will also teach the first-time home buying process. All the paperwork that you need.
Who would the target be? Who would you teach these classes to?
So first time buyers,
Okay.
my Hispanic community,
So you would actually be using CE classes. Um, you wouldn't need to get them CE certified though, because
their clients. But for
they're
my
right.
agents, if they would want to know
Agents on
how
your own
to,
team,
any team,
brokers, any team.
any
Okay.
brokerage.
So what would you teach?
What would I teach?
Any idea? What topics?
Home buying, credit
Oh yeah,
repair.
you just said that, didn't you? I'm thinking about marketing stuff. Is there anything that the marketing wise that you've tried that didn't work?
No, it all worked.
It all worked. So you're like the perfect agent.
I prep. I prep a lot whenever I'm about to do something, so I don't just go wing it. I prep a lot.
So since I've known you, which has only been a few months, right?
Yes,
You're everywhere.
I am.
Okay.
Everywhere.
So is that new, or have you always been that way?
I've always been outgoing. I've always been adventurous. Also, it's just me, myself, and I in this world right now. So I have all the time in the world. So I'm able to do it all
That's
and
why.
sleep. So
That's why all the social media posts.
yeah, I'm able to post all my adventures on there.
Very good. Is it- if a client came to you and said, "Hey, I need a real estate agent," what would be the first thing, or how would you handle that? Or what is it about you that you would want really or possible clients to know?
Well, I have gained my expertise through a diverse range of clients. So I have experience with different types of people. Also, I have educated them, the first steps, beginning steps to getting pre-approved with a lender. I walk them through that. Also, I enjoy watching them grow and glow tremendously with everything that I do for them. And also, just emphasizing, that my home searches are really in the area they are looking for. So,
Tell me, let's touch on that credit repair thing you were talking about. Explain to people what that is and how you can help them.
okay, so credit repair. If you have bad credit would be, I would say, 620 and under. Now, when we talk about credit, we're talking about loans. So you do want to get pre-approved with a loan, but with a good interest rate. I know interest rate right now are not as high, but it's high compared to like 2 years ago. So if you have bad credit, you're going to probably get stuck with a higher interest rate. So I try to guide my clients to get proper credit in the 700s, preferably, and they're able to get that interest rate that is in the market right now, which is like 6, 7.
And so will you work with someone over time to get them where they need to be in order to be able to get approved?
Yes, I tend to help my clients with the credit repair. So I ask them questions before we go to the lender, and I get them on the program, on the credit repair program, and then I just kind of check up on them, and then I let them know, hey, you're up there, let's go.
Really? Okay.
So we stay together.
So you have a system to be able to keep tabs on your possible new clients and people that are on that program?
Yes, my system reminds me, gives me reminders. Also, with my clients, before sending them to a lender, because they will pull your credit, I ask them a series of questions before throwing them out there. And if they trust me enough, I'm able to help them. And then once they are in the 700s, that's whenever I'll share my lenders.
How long does it normally take on average for someone to get up into the 700s?
It takes a while. I'm not going to lie. It does take months because the credit bureau does ding you monthly. So every 30 days, so even if you do bump up your points, we won't hear about it until a month later. So depending on how bad your credit is, and if you have the 500s, it's probably going to take you like 9, maybe a little more, depending how well you are keeping up with everything. So the program that I work with, they do everything for you. You just have to not mess up your credit and pay on time. Just pay on time and do what they tell you to do. Yeah.
That's the key, at least for my financial life, has always been don't overextend myself and pay my bills every month.
Yeah, there are tips to also boost your credit score. Like only using 30% of the credit limit they gave you, only 30%. So like at $1,000, you use 300 and under. That will also keep you boosting up every month.
So if your score was 820, is that good?
Oh, that's excellent.
I feel
But you
good
have to be You are gonna be older if you're at 800 already. Not that 21-year-old will
She
have.
just called me old.
No, not you. I mean, older.
My credit's 820.
Okay, well then there it is. There it is.
That's why I was
mean,
asking.
I'm not very. Okay, I guess maybe call me old, but I'm in the high 700s
There
too.
you go,
So
yeah.
maybe I am old.
So at 820, can I pretty much get a loan for anything I wanted?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
They'll
Okay.
still have to review all your
Income and history and all that stuff. Yeah, I've refinanced my house twice. It's a headache.
Yeah.
So, but why don't you tell everybody that's going to watch this podcast how they can get a hold of Gina?
Okay, we can call me or text me at 832-755-5785 or find me on social media, Instagram, Gina Sells Houses. I do work late hours and early mornings and on weekends, and I have gained expertise just through all different types of clients that I've worked with. Like I mentioned, I do speak Spanish, so I'm able to also help the Spanish community if this is so new to you. And I am sure that I will become a positive impact in your life.
Very much so. Give them the phone number one more time.
You can call me at 832-755-5785.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll come back. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with Zina Broussard. Hey, everybody. This is Kevin, and I'm back with the second segment of Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective, episode number 13. And as you can see, I have another beautiful lady sitting next to me.
Hello, everyone.
This is Zina Broussard. So, Zina, why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and where you do it?
Hi, I am Zina Broussard. I am with Realm Real Estate Professionals. I've been in the business for nearly 25 years, and I have worked with every kind of buyer or seller it seems that is out there.
That is a very long career.
Yes.
So you've probably seen everything, right?
I have seen a little bit of everything. Absolutely. It's been a fun journey. I've helped a lot of people through the years with the experience that I've gained, and I can use that experience to help buyers and sellers that I encounter today.
And I was fortunate enough to be able to have dinner with you a couple nights ago.
Yes, we had a lovely dinner. Yes.
And you've not been in real estate your entire career. Tell everybody what you used to do.
I worked for Prudential Healthcare for about 10 years before I was in the real estate industry. Yes, and Prudential Real Estate got bought out by Aetna, and it was a lot of layoffs going on. So I needed to change my career path and have more control over the direction of where my career was going. So I started real estate.
And are you happy with your decision?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
No regrets at all.
Didn't you look back?
I'm sorry?
You didn't even look back?
No, didn't look back. No regrets at all. No regrets at all.
So you said you're with Realm? Did I hear you say that?
Realm Real Estate Professionals, yes, sir. Right here in Sugar Land.
Right in Sugar Land, so right next door.
Right next door.
Awesome. I'm over there almost every month. Have I ever seen you there?
I work from home a lot.
You do.
I mean,
yeah.
it's nice to have the office to be able to go into, but I do a lot of my work from home. I have my own home office.
So if you've been an agent for as long as you have, you've probably figured out what your niche is. What type of client do you like to work with? What type of agent are you?
I like to enjoy helping sellers and help people to selling their homes. I am considered to be the premier property advisor. And I like to help people sell their houses, advise them the best way to do that. Because in this market today, you can't put a house on MLS and leave it there and walk away. You've got to think outside the box to help that seller get their house sold.
What are some of those things that outside the box? What's that mean?
You might want to offer a bonus to the selling agent, a BTSA. You might want to offer to buy a point down on the interest rate for the buyer. You have to think outside the box in this market today to help those sellers get their homes sold.
You mentioned in this market today. So how do you see the market today?
I think the market can be a little bit more challenging. I think a year and a half ago, it was really crazy with, houses, the prices were really high, and buyers were having a difficult time trying
Interest rates were lower.
Interest rate were lower, and prices were higher, and people were trying to buy houses, and they might have to put 3 or 4 contracts in before they got one house. It was a lot of bidding wars, and it's not that kind of environment anymore.
It's definitely not. It's changed completely. I mean, I remember last year we were getting, on any given day, we'd have anywhere from 5 to 10 contracts a day. It's just not that way anymore.
Right.
So over your history and your experience, professional experience in real estate, do you remember a time other than during the COVID times that real estate was better? You enjoyed it more?
Real estate is a cycle, and it goes up and it goes down. And I've seen real estate where it's been a seller season, and sellers get great prices on their homes. I've seen it where it's a buyer's market, and buyers are getting really good deals on it. It's just a cycle. But in 25 years, I've seen a little bit of it all.
So how long do you think? So we right now, are we in a buyer's market or seller's market?
I want to say it's more of a buyer's market than a seller's market.
Okay. And how long do you think it's going to be before the market either changes, levels out, or gets back to where it was before COVID?
That's a good question. And I didn't look into my crystal ball before I came, but maybe a couple years, maybe less.
And not to get political, but do you think it has anything to do with the climate that we're in politically?
It's possible. Everything really kind of factors into the housing market.
So if you've been an agent for as long as you have, and I keep saying if, I'm not questioning you. I believe you, believe me. But what has most of your business been referral, word of mouth, or what have you done anything marketing wise?
A lot of business is referral. When you work with people and they trust you, and then they refer you to friends, family, coworkers, what have you. But marketing is a very important portion of that, because you have to get your name out there so people know who you are. I mean, I just remember when I first got in real estate 20 years ago or 25 years ago, you heard a lot of, I didn't know you were in real estate if I just bought a house, or my sister just bought a house.
Isn't that one of the worst things you can hear? It's like, and you bought a what? How much was that, did you? Oh, my goodness gracious.
So, you have to, because there are a lot of agents in the Houston area. So you have to keep your name out there so people know that you're in the business, that you're credible, and that you're hardworking.
When lots of agents come to me and ask me for my help, and I tell them the same thing you just said. You have to get your name out there. You have to get people to know, like, and trust you.
Right.
And I always use the analogy because they look at me like, how is that possible? Because there's so many agents. So I always say, well, okay, look at it this way. Our office is at Area Ashford and 59. Between here and Beltway 8, how many different places can you get a cheeseburger?
Right.
Okay. Now, do they all taste the same? No. Do they all look the same? No. But they're all, when you take everything off, all the fluff, and unwrap it, it's still a cheeseburger. So how do these 8, 9, 10 different chains companies stay in business for 20 years if they're, in essence, selling the same thing? It's because they branded themselves and got people to know, like, and trust them, and figure out, I prefer flame broiled versus fried. Whatever it is. Right. And that's how you stay in business. And so that's what's, I think, is important. Agents don't, I love brokerages. Brokerage, Realm is one of my favorite, because they give you guys the freedom to basically do whatever you want to do when it comes to running your business. But the one thing that brokers don't do, and not just Realm, but every broker, at least the ones I've ever run into, is they do a great job of giving you the tools to be an agent, but they don't teach you how to grow your business and how important it is that you're responsible for generating your own leads and creating your own brand. And that's what I do to help agents. And I think you figured that out.
Right.
So is there anything that if an agent was to, a new agent was to ask you for your opinion or advice or whatever, what would you tell them?
Today, social media is huge.
Yes, it is.
Social media is huge. That's going to be a great way to really get your name out there. Friends, family, that kind of thing.
Do you have a preferred platform?
I use a lot of Facebook and Instagram are probably the top two that I utilize to let people know. Educating people. And that's not so much just letting them know that I'm in real estate, that I'm in the real estate business, but that I know what I'm doing. I have 25 years of experience, and let this 25 years of experience guide you in the right direction. Right. Don't guess about what you're doing. Make an informed decision. And for you to make an informed decision, whether you're selling your house or whether you're buying a house, you need somebody that's going to advise you properly down the line to be able to do that.
You need the expertise to figure out the right answers to the questions.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times, especially sometimes with buyers and sellers as well, they don't even know the questions.
No.
If you don't know the questions, you certainly don't know the answers to the questions.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't get someone, much less the public, but you can't get someone, it's impossible to get anybody to know, like, and trust you if they don't see you, if they don't hear from you.
Right.
A lot of agents tell me, well, I post on social media all the time, and I do this and I do that. I'm like, oh, great. What is it you're doing? And they tell me, and I'm like, well, there's one problem with everything you're talking about. And they're, what do you mean? I'm doing exactly what you said. Yeah, but you're not the one projecting the information. You're not the one, the information that they're trying to get an answer to is coming out of your mouth. It's either coming out of somebody else's mouth or it was written by somebody else. And so if that's the case, then who's the expert? It's not you.
Right.
It's them. And when I say it to them like that, they're like, oh, wow, I never thought about it that way. So I guess I got to do video and I got to do this and I got to do that. I'm like, yeah, you have to.
Right.
You have to get yourself out there. If you like doing videos with houses in them, great. But instead of pointing at the house, point at yourself. So you're in the video with the house.
Right.
Okay. Do 3 to 5 videos a week that are no longer than 2 minutes long.
Because you don't want to lose people's attention span. People have a short attention span. So you have to, keep them active and answer that question or engage them to communicate with you in a short period of time.
Of course. And then the other thing is if you do a 20 or 30-minute video and you give everybody that has that problem all the information they need about that problem in the video, they don't need you.
Right.
And that is, you're completely defeating the purpose of your marketing. People just don't understand that. And video is very powerful. I mean, we're doing this podcast today.
Exactly.
So if you're a real estate agent, you're watching this and you're not doing video to promote yourself, start. Okay.
Absolutely.
Start doing video because it's very powerful. What are some of the things that are coming up with Zina as far as you and your business? Anything special? Are you doing anything different, anything new?
I've been working on, or actually I've send out a magazine at home. It has a lot of really good advice on your home improvement, decorating tips in there as well. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback from clients and that have gotten it. That's one of the special things that I do.
Is your business highlighted in the magazine?
Oh, absolutely.
How can I get on that?
We'll talk later.
Please, you can call me later. If, like I asked the first guest, if someone came to you and said, I need your help in real estate, what would be the first thing that you would tell them?
If you mean a new agent came to me and asked?
No, a client.
A client?
Yeah, looking for to buy, sell, or rent. What would be how would you handle that?
Well, the first thing I would like to do is talk to them about what it is they're looking for, because I want to totally understand what their needs are.
Right.
And then once I understand what their needs are, then guide them in the direction that they need to go.
Is there a specific, you told me you like listing, right? You like listings?
I do enjoy working with sellers, and the most important thing about working with sellers is when you go into that listing appointment and you're talking to them about their house, you need to be honest with them and tell them what they need to do to get that house market ready. Because, I'm going to bring professional photographers in to take pictures. If I remember, they need to declutter, put things away. And I've told many sellers, if you're moving, if you're going to move when you sell the house, go ahead and start packing some things up.
Yeah.
If you're going to move when you sell it, go ahead and start packing it up. I can remember a lady once, she had a refrigerator magnet collection. You couldn't see the fridge.
Oh my God.
It was wonderful. She loved it. That was her thing, where she traveled, all different ones. And I said, well, do you plan on taking them with you? When you leave, go ahead and pack those up, because some mom's going to come in here with her little one, and the mom's going to be looking at the house and not the kid. And they're going to like one of these magnets and walk off with it. And it's going to be your favorite one. So rather than lose a magnet, or have people take their focus off of the house and off of the really nice features of the house, go ahead and pack those up.
There you go.
So you just need to advise people as to things they just really don't think about. And sometimes when people are in a house for 20 years or 5 years, they overlook a lot of little things, and you need to come in and point those out.
Plus, you probably run into situations to where there's a huge emotional attachment to the house, especially if they've been in it for 20, 30 years.
Right.
I've been in my house for 20 years, and I'm like, I don't want anybody else living in this house, so they can't take care of it as good as I do. But, you have to cut those ties and move on. So,
right.
Why don't you tell everybody how they get a hold of you if they're looking for a really good experienced real estate agent?
Absolutely. They can contact me at Zina at zinabroussard.com, or they can call me at 832-282-SOLD, because I get the house sold. That's 832-282-SOLD, 7653.
Very nice. Well, I appreciate you being on the podcast, and hopefully we can keep working together, and we'll have you on the podcast again. Awesome. Thanks. So, guys, this was episode 13, Kevin's Corner, Real Estate from a Marketing Perspective. I want to thank Gina Blanco and Zina Broussard for being guests on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you're a real estate agent in the area or a vendor that operates in Fort Bend County and you want to be on the podcast, give me a call, 832-654-0527, or email me at kevin.davidson@stewart.com. And again, I'd love to thank my support, Jennifer Sminis, Division President, Caitlin Korner, Devaney Devon, Rosalie Dean, and Wendy Santana in Richmond. Until next week, you guys have a great weekend. See you later. Bye.
Bye.